This is a true story.
Anderson Silva broke the record for most
We
consecutive
finally
wins in
here,
the UFC.
man.
He made the top guys in the world look easy.
For a handful of years, no one could come close to him.
He broke the record for most consecutive title defenses.
People love finishes, and Anderson could always provide a finish at any moment.
Nobody can do what this guy can do.
He's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
And he had achieved that against some of the best fighters in the world.
Got us thinking he wasn't even human.
He's the greatest of all time.
No one was like even close. No one.
I think he's the greatest in any combat sport.
And all of that was true until 2013.
In any combat sport.
Gotta respect the game, man. None of us are invincible.
Look, a lot of you may know the story of Anderson Silva.
I just try to enjoy every single moment.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, bro. Anderson Silva is on my Mount Rushmore, nigga. Like, he one of the ones, like, yeah, he got me kind of into the sport a little bit. You feel me? So, look, man, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know what's going on, man. If you've been following my journey, been following me, hey, we discovering all the GOATs, all the legends of back in the day. Just let me know in the comments who you want me to react to next. But hey,
but not enough of you
let's go ahead and check out
his story.
the GOAT, man.
I'm working hard. I passed experience in my life, bad and good. And today I feel...
You know he's a legend. You know there's tragedy.
Did he only fight in the UFC though? I don't even know if he... I call it Anderson Silva.
I'm gonna put him on his prissy little ass. I don't want to fight Anderson. I want to beat him down.
Esse cara me bateu 5 rounds. Me bateu mais do que eu apanhei toda a minha vida inteira.
But you haven't fully understood that the reason we love him is the reason he will never be the GOAT.
My first professional fight, I drive to the city.
Yo, stop the disrespect, man. The GOAT is subjective.
And I fight 4 times the same day, $100. Cara, fiz a primeira
objective,
luta. Agarra e cai no chão, me levanta e cai no chão, levanta. Eu acabei que eu consegui finalizar o cara. Peguei as costas do cara e finalizei.
Anderson Silva finished his first professional MMA fight in under 2 minutes with a suffocating rear naked choke.
When I finished, I just talked to my professor in the time. I look at him and say, that's crazy. I never go do this again.
Despite his reservations, Anderson took on Fabricio Camões for his second pro fight.
I'm a little scared because you never know what happened inside. I fight with the best jiu-jitsu guy in the time, Fabricio Moreno.
Where he learned how to fight?
Hoyler Grace is a black belt. Is it funny? Because in the time I'm blue belt.
Way lower.
Yeah, I pick up something fast and I win the fight. And that's a start. Doing a fight in Brazil a lot, in the Mecca. You know,
Mecca was a new Brazilian MMA promotion. In fact, Anderson participated in the very first Mecca event.
When I have my first baby, I don't have nothing except my talent and my energy to doing something for my family, you know.
Anderson spent the entirety of the match on his back with no sign of any grappling skills, leading to his first professional
Anderson thought Buddy was sweet.
A dominant and humiliating loss like this while you have a family to take care of is enough to make you wonder, did you even choose the right career path?
I guess I kind of want to start it off going back to like how you initially got into fighting overall, right? Because I know that you wanted to be a soccer player.
As a young boy, Anderson loved soccer, but after missing soccer tryouts, he was approached by the boxing trainer next door.
I come to try the tryout to play football, but I'm too late. Coach Vitor just look at me and say, okay, take this stuff and let's go training. And that's my first contact with boxing.
But that was just boxing. Anderson's love of martial arts actually came much earlier.
Então, sempre gostei de luta, né? Eu comecei a treinar, eu tinha 8 anos de idade. A lot of people think it's dancing.
When I was 8 years old, started early.
And I started training capoeira in the school. That's my first contact with martial arts. My great motivation is Bruce Lee, watching the movies for Bruce Lee. My brother's training Muay Thai, and I say, whoa, one day I go training too, and I start training.
Anderson became infatuated with all martial arts: boxing, capoeira, taekwondo, Muay Thai, even jiu-jitsu.
I start training with my friends, my neighborhoods, because in the time I don't have money for training jiu-jitsu because jiu-jitsu is so expensive. And the guys give me my first gi, and I start training, and I say, whoa, that's cool.
Despite being born into poverty, Anderson just found a way to develop his martial arts skills. They were his way of feeling like a superhero. And when you're a talented young spider kid raised by your aunt and uncle, you will do anything to feel like a superhero, even rejecting the family career path.
I studied for ComCop, the same my brothers and my my dad, but I feel it's not for me. Fight word come in my life very natural, you know, because I don't have too much options. Oh, come cop the same my brother, my dad, or fighting. And I grew up in a city. It's a very famous city about MMA fighters. And the time is the name is not MMA, it's a Vale Tudo. And a lot of guys fighting in the time.
Vale Tudo. That's the one we just watched with Mark Kerr. Y'all didn't see that video of me watching Mark Kerr. Go check it out after this video, but dang, this all time, that's crazy.
Silva and the other guys, you know, they say, whoa, that's crazy sport, but maybe I can do that. I never realized this happened in my life. You know, I come professional fighter.
Anderson won his next 2 fights in Mecca, finishing both of his opponents in the first round, which, as you can imagine, opened a lot of doors for him.
Através do Mecca, eu consegui a oportunidade de lutar.
Mecca, I got opportunity to fight in Japan.
I fight in
Japan where?
I fight in Korea. I fight in the different
he ain't fighting pride.
Anderson got the opportunity to fight in Shuto in 2001, a big step up from Mecca, and won a decision against a much more experienced fighter. A few months later, he scored another first-round TKO in Mecca before returning back to Shuto for his biggest fight yet.
When I fight for my first title belt with Hayato Sakurai.
Sakurai.
Hard fight. It's a hard fight for me because it's the first time I realized I fight for respect.
Anytime I see somebody with that thing across their head,
Japan and Brazil.
Leave them alone.
And I start the Nacional Brazilian, you know, and I say, whoa, now that's serious.
It's for your country. Yeah.
It's about my country.
Hayato Sakurai is a Japanese mixed martial arts legend, and at the time, he was the Shuto middleweight champion. But by this point, Anderson was a more well-rounded martial artist, winning the exchanges on the feet, taking down Sakurai, taking his back, landing vicious ground and pound, and attempting submissions on the ground to ultimately win a decision and become the Shuto middleweight champion. Silva stayed busy by returning to Mecca and snatching another quick TKO victory.
Silva so long, bro.
E aí eu acabei tendo a oportunidade de lutar no Pride. Eu tinha uma pequena desvantagem, porque eu pesava 83, 85, e a categoria não tinha minha categoria 84. Era 90.
He fought in Pride? Oh my God.
95.
Between June 2002 and June 2003, Anderson fought strictly in Pride Fighting Championships.
Mas eu tinha vantagem de treinar os caras mais pesados e ser mais ágil, né?
At Pride 21, Anderson Silva landed a ruthless head kick to split open Alex Stiebling's face and win via doctor's stoppage. Anderson was so good he could handle Alexander Otsuka at Pride 22
I didn't know this.
and deal with meatheads at a bar the next day.
Did you ever get in any fights as a security guard
there?
Really?
He was a security guard? I like his personality,
guy,
bro.
And I start to doing something in the bar. Everybody say, "Oh, I don't go talk with this guy because he's big," and every time the guy come here and destroy everything. And say, "Bro,"
Anderson Silva said, "Stop.
Work. You doing something crazy here. You make problem for me. Please don't do that." And the guy's, "Oh, come on, Anderson. Don't worry. I got you. And the manager come talk to me. "What do you say for the guy?" I say, "You have a two choice. You stop doing something crazy, or I go kick your ass." But I never say that.
That dude he knew who Anderson Silva
a
was.
Decision victory against Alexander Otsuka to round out 2002 and earn a fight against Carlos Newton, the former UFC welterweight champion and submission specialist.
I'm very lucky because in the time Minotauro helped me, mas a minha vida financeira realmente mudou quando o Minotauro me abraçou to become more professional fighter. You know, more experience in the jiu-jitsu, more experience in no-gi, and I start fight in high level.
Learning under the legendary Nogueira brothers truly gave Anderson Silva the edge he needed with the jumping competition.
Eu comecei a entender que eu precisava melhorar a minha técnica, e aí eu comecei a estudar muito mais. E aí chegou num momento ali, cara, que ficava muito mais fácil.
And that's the guy, Rampage Jackson slams
que o cara tava fazendo. Eu já tinha visto ele várias vezes. Ele vai fazer isso. Ele vai fazer isso. Ele vai fazer isso.
Anderson officially entered the Matrix by knocking out a former UFC champion with a flying knee. Unfortunately, his next few fights were a little more rocky.
Bro, that's some... Bruh, he threw a flying knee at Buddy and caught him. Boom.
cara tava fazendo. Eu já tinha visto ele várias vezes. Ele vai fazer isso. Ele vai fazer isso. Ele vai fazer isso.
Anderson officially entered the Matrix by knocking out a former UFC champion with a flying knee. Unfortunately, his next 3 fights were a little more rocky. He was submitted via triangle choke at Pride 26 and won 2 more fights in Brazil and Korea before setting his sights on the UK.
Then he went over and fought in Cage Rage. He fought in England. He fights Lee Murray in Cage Rage. And Lee Murray was a killer.
Lee Murray was the British champ. He was the guy to beat. But you turned everyone around. Because after you beat Lee Murray, everybody started to love you.
It's true, Anderson won a decision victory over a hot prospect in Lee Murray to become the Cage Rage middleweight champion. And while Anderson stole the UK's heart, Lee Murray just stole.
Lee Murray was the guy who was involved in the biggest armed robbery in the history of the UK.
But hey, that's a story for another day, because after becoming Cage Rage champion, Anderson returned to Pride for the final time, and the result was less than desirable.
He had lost the
Pride
fight
a
by
GOAT organization,
leg
I ain't gonna
scissor,
lie.
knee bar, but he was dominating that
flying leg scissor.
But he was dominating that fight up until that moment as well.
It was actually a heel hook, not a knee bar, but that's neither here nor there. Anderson needed to bounce back and defend his Cage Rage title.
When he fought in England, I was like, holy shit. When he was standing in front of Jorge Rivera and letting him punch him in the face, you got to see how damn good Anderson really was when he was in his prime.
Anderson knocked out George Rivera in the 2nd round to become a defending champion. He's lucky George's first name wasn't Lionel, or he'd have been in some serious trouble.
Lionel.
But lucky for him.
Shout out Lionel Rivera, man, for these vids,
Anderson
man.
would
Real
finish
one.
Curtis Stout for his 2nd Cage Rage title defense.
In the time, I'm happy in the Cage Rage because I never put in my mind I fight in UFC. Eu fiquei 4 anos no Cage Rage.
It's been 4 years in Cage Rage.
Nessa transição, o Pride já tava meio que...
They did Pride dirty, man.
E o UFC já tava começando a estar em ascensão.
While the UFC was becoming the hot new thing, Anderson does what Anderson does and took one more random fight at Rumble on the Rock 1 month later, and before the fight could even get going, well...
Got disqualified.
That's right.
Fighting Yushin Okami.
Anderson threw an illegal upkick to a grounded Yushin Okami to earn his first DQ loss and 4th overall loss.
Then he goes over and fights Tony Fricklin in Cage Rage and hits him with that crazy upward elbow. By the time he was coming to the UFC, I was like,
he was already...
Get ready for this guy.
Eu tava lutando lá no Cage Rage, os caras
Joe already knew.
O UFC quer você aqui.
Joe already knew.
Hey, UFC, what's up? You want me to come over and begin one of the greatest careers in MMA history? Cool.
When he came into the UFC, he was already in his 30s.
My first fight in UFC is very...
He was already in his 30s? That's insane to think about, bro. You gotta put that in perspective. Imagine he came earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Trusting for me.
Chris Lieben was
That's
such
crazy.
a striker. He had a head made out of concrete. You just simply couldn't hurt him.
It was hard to imagine how Anderson was going to beat Chris Lieben.
After he gets in there with me and I knock him out, he may want to go back to Japan or somewhere where the competition's a little easier.
I think you might live to regret those words.
Silva first fought Chris Lieben. Yeah. I remember the odds were like real close.
In my mind, I say, oh my God, I'm in UFC right now.
I'm in UFC right now.
Chris Lieben was on a
He was
5-fight UFC
31.
win streak.
Hold on, Anderson Silva is 5'11". What? Well, this whole time I'm thinking Anderson Silva like 6'3", 6'4", because I'm 6'3". He 5'11"? That is insane. He will murder me though. But it's all right.
Anderson Silva
was 31?
just lost 5 months prior. This was an uphill battle.
We knew it was going to be a tough
He was
fight.
31?
We had a great game plan. I threw the game plan right out the window.
All the things that you tell a fighter or a young fighter not to do, Chris Lieben was doing them.
It was a perfect fight in terms of like you want to see like the effectiveness.
He was just getting beat up the whole time. I ain't gonna lie.
High level timing, speed, and perfect technique.
Every punch, knee, and kick he threw landed.
The night I fight with Chris Levin and changed completely my life.
When he
Knee to the
destroyed
head.
Lieben, I said, man, if you keep destroying people like that, nobody's going to want to fight you. And he was like, oh, I hope not. I want to fight. I need to make money.
Anderson Silva walked through Lieben like
I love Anderson Silva.
knocked him out in the first round.
What can you say? He's better. He was just better in every aspect. I guess it's cool now. I could say I got knocked out by Anderson Silva.
Yeah, that's a hell of a... Not, hey, I swear. And you got in the cage, boy. You a warrior. Anybody who gonna get in the cage and fight for a living, respect you. In any combat sport, I don't care what it is.
Who's gonna tell him?
Fiz a primeira luta, daí fiz a segunda luta com Rich Franklin.
A lot of people truly believed that Rich Franklin was gonna
be the
person was gonna decimate Anderson Silva.
He had so much respect for you. You know, you were the man.
Rich is a different animal. Rich can take him down. Rich is southpaw. Rich is gonna give him some problems.
Anderson was thrusted into a UFC middleweight title fight in just his second fight with the promotion
at 31
against Rich Franklin, an already impressive champion. But we just didn't know.
Rich Franklin, who spent years here, made it to the top of the world.
He was the champion?
It looked like it was his first day.
Anderson went out there, and I didn't realize, because I had never seen Rich Franklin defend the clinch.
For
whatever reason,
he can't defend clinch.
The first time. I think primarily because I'm a lot physically bigger than him, and just figured that I was that much stronger than him, and it wouldn't be a problem. And obviously it was.
And Anderson is hitting him with several knees, and then opening up with elbows, and the sound that was
straight
coming
clinch
out of Rich Franklin was.
It's almost like he had cheat codes. Like you could just see what they were doing.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh,
Like
I
the
do
Matrix.
this, and you do that. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this, and I know you're gonna do that, and pop, there it goes.
Took Rich's nose and pushed it across his face, and I stopped the fight. And Anderson Silva was the new middleweight champion in the UFC.
I'll tell you, Anderson
after two fights,
very respectful opponent, and when you lose a title to somebody like that, you can't. I couldn't have lost to a better man.
This Rich Franklin Anderson Silva fight was definitely a changing of the guard, but it really was just the beginning of a new era.
Dali pra frente, cara, eu era tipo bitolado assim, eu só treinava e estudava luta, treinava e estudava luta.
Anderson Silva became UFC champion in 2 UFC fights.
He was 31 though, so he was already
old. If you don't understand how fast that is, you might have more CTE than Tito Ortiz.
I want to outlive my children. Of course, 100%.
But
what? Why do you want to outlive your children, Tito Ortiz, bro? What's up?
Seriously, Anderson just finished a respectable champion, but hey, maybe Travis Lutter has something for him.
I thought I had a very good chance of beating him because of my wrestling, and I had really good jiu-jitsu. I took him down, I passed his guard, I mounted him. I thought I had him on the ropes in the first round when I had him mounted. You know, I thought I was going to knock him out, and then got up-kicked. In that flash of an instance, it's like, man, what if I piss myself or shit myself on live TV here?
Travis Lutter is one great tool he has in submissions. Anderson Silva ends up submitting him.
Damn.
Anderson Silva is victorious.
Anderson forced Travis Lutter to submit to elbows while locked in the Spider's triangle. I mean, talk about beautiful violence, but you know what's better than a second round TKO?
The Spider's
what he did
triangle.
To Nate Marquardt.
Nate Marquardt, anybody who's been in this business for long enough knows his capabilities and then how good he is. Anderson walks right through him.
A first-round TKO delivered to another seasoned veteran. At this point, not many guys were raising their hand to face the Spider.
I ain't trying to see him.
Personally, Anderson Silva, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world right now.
So it was time for a rematch against the man Silva took the belt from.
Muito, eu falei, cara, ele é mais pesado.
But he did the same thing he did to him the first
que eu. Eu comecei a perceber que o meu reflexo normal, quando eu tava em posição de luta, de atenção, com a guarda alta, minha guarda não ia passar dali. E eu falei, cara, se eu começar a baixar a mão, automaticamente meu reflexo vai aumentar. Foi na minha segunda luta com o Rich Franklin que eu comecei a baixar. Quando eu baixei e ele jogou os melhores golpes dele, jogou um chute também, e não pegou, eu vi a bolinha do olho dele mudando. Eu falei, agora é a hora.
Anderson's been fighting for a long time, and he's one of those guys who's an incredible athlete, he's incredibly gifted, he's very well-rounded, and he's coming into his own. This guy's in his prime right now. Tonight is just showing what I do every day. Nothing there was a surprise to me or something that I just pulled out of the hat. Those movements, those things I do, I train every day. So it was just like another day at the office.
Any chance matching him with Dan Henderson?
Matching with Dan Henderson, very good possibility. That would be a very intriguing fight.
That would be an interesting fight because Dan Henderson was the last Pride
y'all be telling me to watch Dan Henderson
champion when the UFC bought Pride. So this fight would unify the Pride and UFC championships at 185 pounds.
Henderson stands out as a huge threat.
I think that he's a tough guy and very skilled, but I wouldn't consider him the top pound-for-pound fighter.
You were one of the few guys who
while Anderson Silva has been in the UFC, has been able to win a round against him. That first round, arguably, you performed better than anyone else.
Just take him down and pound the shit out of him.
Henderson was finding success with superior wrestling, but in the second round, I guess you can say the turns tabled.
Once we're out in the open, I remember catching a nice little knee to the face. On my back, choking me.
Submitting a submitter. You're done.
That was one of his strengths, was being able to finish guys when he got them hurt.
The one guy that we thought would be his biggest challenger, and he doesn't even get out of the second round.
He's going to be holding this division for a good time now.
It was less than 2 years since he won the belt, and Silva was already considered the pound-for-pound best and too good for his contenders. So he tested the waters at light heavyweight.
Sandman,
he went
James
like
Irvin.
when?
James, we last saw you in action.
You went like
fight night
heavyweight.
14 against Spider Silva. A tough loss for you. Were you expecting him to be that strong coming out of the gates?
My coaches did tell me not to throw a single kick the whole first round, and it's exactly what I did. I went out there and threw a kick, and he made me pay for it. And then I remember waking up on the ground, looking at my hands, and blood was just pouring out of my face.
You're probably the best guy to ask right now. Do you consider him the best fighter in the world?
You know, I think he's proved it, and I don't think there's anyone in the world that can, deny that he's not the pound-for-pound champion.
James Irvin lasted 61 seconds, not because he was a bad fighter, but because Anderson Silva was just that good.
Told you not to throw a kick, man. Silva's UFC middleweight title, Patrick the Predator Cote.
I think most people consider Anderson Silva the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Do you agree with that? Sure.
The first one I saw live was UFC 90. He fought
At
Patrick
33.
Cote. But that first round, he used like probably 7 different styles to just hit him. And then I keep saying he uses telekinesis on his knee. He just blowed it out.
Patrick Cote blew out his knee against Anderson Silva, which resulted in a TKO victory for the Spider, and it was back to the office.
Anderson Silva versus Talis Latis. Talis has a 14-1 record. This kid has not lost a fight in over 2 years.
Anderson, he has something special because he's the #1 pound-for-pound in the world.
Mentally, in the fight combat is a very similar to the soldier. It's not about in the fight combat.
So now all of a sudden he's 6'2". So now all of a sudden he's 6'2". He was just 5'11". Unless I read that wrong or seen that wrong. My eyes might be fooling me, bro. I do smoke a little marijuana, I ain't lie.
Combat is a very similar to the soldier. It's not about money. It's not about become famous. It's about mission and finish the fucking mission.
Ooh, I
You
like
need to
it.
die
Okay.
for prove your respect and finish your mission. Do it.
And still.
Anderson went to his first decision victory in the UFC against Talis Latis, proving that this soldier could march you down for a full 25 minutes. It wasn't but 4 months later that Anderson would return to light heavyweight to test his skills against another legend, and if I could have given him any advice, it would have been run, Forrest. Run.
Well, they wanted a big, slow guy to follow Anderson around and make him look real good. And they're like, Forrest is a big, slow guy. He takes a beating well. What are you doing? He's stupid. And the worst thing that the kid said to me is people ask who I'm fighting, and I tell them I'm fighting Anderson Silva, and they go,
I might that fight with Forrest. I just say, you know what? I go do my best, but my great and special inspiration is Muhammad Ali for the night.
You know you're f***ed when the guy you're fighting is pondering, hey, what style do I want to use to whoop this guy's ass?
He was like, Muay Thai, karate,
freedom in fighting the best guy, you know.
That's crazy.
You know, you can't do any worse than people have done.
Roll the tape.
The worst thing you can do against a guy like Anderson Silva is just charge in and try to land big shots on him. That's his dream opponent. He's baiting you.
This
He's
fight
setting
right here?
traps for you. And I just started throwing fucking hammers at nothing.
He's out. He's out. It's all over.
Bro, Forrest didn't even want to stay after the fight. He left right after the fight. Like he ran to the locker room. This is the fight that got me heavy on Anderson Silva. Like heavy. He did Forrest Griffin the worst way. I'm talking about it's worse than how they let it leading this on too.
Nothing.
He's out. He's out. It's all over.
He's untouchable. You don't see him bleed. You barely see him sweat Guys are afraid to fight him, as they should be.
Anderson knocked out Forrest Griffin with a jab at a weight class that isn't even his. And now, despite having his next opponent lined up in Damian Maia, people wanted to see Anderson Silva take on the dominant welterweight champion of the world, George St. Pierre.
How do you feel about possibly
that was never gonna happen.
George St. Pierre in the future?
It's great opportunity for me to fight George St. Pierre.
Anderson Silva.
I ain't gonna lie though. Let me know in the comments though. Who y'all think winning that though? That's a good convo. But people gonna say that's not a conversation. We know who gonna win it. Who y'all think gonna win it then? Who y'all think gonna win that fight? Anderson Silva or George St. Pierre? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm a heavy Anderson Silva fan. But it would have been tough for him not to let George St. Pierre grab him and hold him. It would have been tough.
The
but
pre-fight press conference, he said that he would consider going down to 170 to fight GSP. Is that something you'd be interested in, to see him cut weight down to 170?
If it's true, if he could cut down.
Why can't they do a 180?
Then I would.
178.
I would look at a GSP fight. I would do it.
How close was that fight to happening?
Never come close to happening.
Not at all?
No, never at all.
Was there
we
talks
needed
about
it.
it?
A lot of talk.
That a fed generations.
This was a super fight everyone wanted to see, but there were a lot of reasons it didn't happen. I go more in depth on this topic in my GSP documentary on the channel, so make sure to check that video out when you're done with this one. But for now, Anderson had to face Damian Maia, another seasoned veteran known for his phenomenal jiu-jitsu and apparently lack of respect for the spider.
Dema falou que aranha tem 8 pernas, ele vai levar umas 2 para casa.
And the disrespect Anderson felt manifested itself in the worst way possible.
Dana, you said a lot of big words today. Embarrassed, disgrace. Is this your lowest moment?
Yeah, this nigga was hating on Anderson, man.
No doubt about it. Absolutely, 100%.
I don't think I've ever been more embarrassed in the 10 years of being in this business.
Anderson Silva, everybody's angry at him. And it was a very disappointing fight, especially because the first 2 rounds, he looked like Bruce Lee.
Anderson had a very bizarre performance where he was clearly much better than Damian Maia.
Yeah, he just kept playing with
his food.
I don't know why he was doing this.
Know that he was playing with his food.
Damian disrespected me, and I take that very seriously. And I came here to do my job, and that was to beat him up. You know, he was showboating and doing whatever he was doing. And that's not what I'm into. I don't like it. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out, and everyone wasn't pleased. First time that I've ever walked out in a main event and given the belt to the guy's manager and told him to put it on him.
Anderson the Spider!
Man, Dana was, bruh. Dana pissed me. Every time I watch a video, bro, he pissed me. Bro! Let's not talk about it, bro. You got it, Dana. You got it, Dana.
Been more supportive of Anderson Silva than me. Talking about him being the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
He said the other day that he wanted to cut to 170.
Right.
And fight GSP. I don't want to see that fight now. He doesn't deserve to fight GSP.
Because he had a fight where he played with a nigga for one. Bro, niggas be after one fight? Bro, niggas are... Yo, you see how people turn on you just that fast? One fight. One fight.
That may seem rough, but everyone was angry with Anderson at the time. But hey, the UFC learned their lesson. Don't give Anderson a disrespectful opponent.
There's this dirtbag named Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is easily the most unpopular fighter in this company.
I'm here purely
to
win the
I love Chael. I gotta do a Chael video. A Chael video is coming. It is coming. That nigga told him. That nigga told Anderson Silva he speak more English than.
A lot to do with Anderson.
Yo, I love
to beat up
Chael.
Anderson is just a bonus.
I'm gonna put him on his prissy little ass.
Anderson Silva walks into the ring.
You could hear a rat piss on cotton.
When I walk in, it's thunder.
Anderson Silva was slated to face the American gangster Chael Sonnen at UFC 117, and it was really the first time that someone treated Anderson Silva like he was a bum.
I don't want to fight Anderson. I want to beat him down.
He still doesn't want to fight me. I became the #1 contender on February 6th, and on February 7th, he put out a press release as to why he shouldn't have to fight me.
This guy's not from a bowing culture. You bow in Brazil, they'll hit you over the head and take your wallet out of your pocket.
What was one thing he said that
No, I ain't gonna lie. Nah. He said he bound to Brazil, they might hit you over your head, take your wallet out your pocket.
really annoyed you?
Primeiro ele falou da minha mulher.
Yo, I love
Ele
Chael.
falou, não, eu vou entrar na casa dele.
Slap his wife on the ass if she doesn't make me a steak medium rare.
just the way I like it.
He's got a black belt
He
under
said
the
that?
Nogueira
Chael ain't
brothers.
shit.
I think a black belt under the
I don't
Nogueira
remember him
brothers
saying
is
that.
saying I got a free.
Brinquedo do McDonald's feliz. Aí eu falei,
Olha que filha da puta, mano.
ele é malandro.
He beat up a math teacher. He beat up a slow and unathletic light heavyweight, a couple of them.
I've never been much of a talker. My focus is going in and doing my job inside the octagon. I'm just focused on going in there and doing my job and beating up my opponent like I always do.
I don't fully know what respect means. That sounds like something a kid says in the street after he's getting ready to take your coat and shoes.
Tem boca fala, né?
Respect.
Por que ele não pode falar? Ele tem esse direito também.
I fought 5 world champions and I beat them all. I fought 12 guys in the top 10 and I beat 10 of them. He can't make either of those claims. He hasn't accomplished near what I've accomplished in this sport.
I beat every champion there's ever been except one.
I'm relaxed for this fight. I'm used to fighting idiots like him that are talking about me.
I've heard of you. Now I didn't know I'd ever meet you, but ladies and gentlemen, this is Anderson Silva's fan.
She start blah, you know, I don't talk.
This isn't a war. We're not gonna go out and battle each other.
Eu tipo absolvi, né?
He told that nigga, he said Anderson, you can replace Anderson Silva. What he tell that nigga? He said you can replace Anderson Silva translator with an out for $9.99. That was bro. Bro, Chael is the GOAT. I ain't gonna lie.
Samurai.
Nah, Chael funny. I ain't gonna
Não tá entendendo o que vai acontecer com ele. When I come the press to the weight check and I come close and boom, my shoulder and a Chael and everybody, and I say now I move something in the mind this guy. Now the fight starts.
This is gonna be a one-sided pounding and I'm swinging the hammer.
I go kill this motherfucker.
Welcome to the pre-funk of Anderson Silva's retirement party, hosted by yours truly, tomorrow night.
Eu vou enfiar porrada nesse cara, vou quebrar os braços desse cara, vou quebrar todos os dentes da boca desse cara.
So much for being calm, huh, Anderson? But hey, I'm not here to judge. You did remain fairly calm, given what you were dealing with behind the scenes.
E você tava machucado quanto tempo antes
How long before the fight were you injured? He was hurt?
The fight, I trained with the judo guy, and the guy give me one takedown, and I hurt my ribs. And the doctor doing the MRI and say, I think it's better you're not fight because this is broken.
We don't pull out of fights, man. Real champs don't pull out of fights.
And what do you say? No, yeah, go fight. I don't care, I go fight.
Chael disrespected Anderson's coaches, his country, his legacy, his wife, and somehow Anderson had to go out there and fight the greatest wrestler he's ever faced with a broken rib.
Eu tomei uma bomba, cara. Comecei a ver três Chael e Bob Marley. Stand up, stand up.
I respected what he could do on his feet. I wasn't interested in contesting it there. Won national championships as a wrestler. He's never wrestled before. This is simple math.
Chael Sonnen dominated Anderson Silva on the ground for 23 minutes straight with superior top control and ground and pound.
He did that.
I mean, he won 4.5 rounds, Chael Sonnen. It
He
was
did
over.
that.
This guy, Chael Sonnen, was beating him.
I mean, is it too early for Chael to start celebrating? Are we 3 minutes away from having a new champion?
Did you think you were gonna lose?
No.
You thought you were gonna win still?
No.
Like
I
fifth round.
I didn't put that in my mind. Não, mas tô te dando a minha palavra de honra. Como teu faixa preta.
If he actually thought he was still gonna win, that's a hell of a mindset. Cause I'm telling you now. I think once he started like just sitting there, he started trying to come up with a way to win. But to have that weight going to the third, you would probably like, bro, I gotta knock him out. Well, he's a fighter, so.
Eu vou finalizar ele.
Never thought he
feel
gonna lose.
Is little tired to breathe because it's punch me, and I look at me in my face, it don't change. I look in your eyes.
He set it up though.
Say,
As he was set that up. You?
Yeah.
He kept looking at him.
Punch me, and say, just do it, man. And I do the one hard punch, and I put the hands down, and they say, now is my time.
And towards the end of the fight, he started to set up a
put that left hand
Eu
down.
vou finalizar, vou pegar ele no triângulo.
And I just didn't react to it.
Get his legs across. That's what's he's down. It's all over.
Came that close to being the middleweight champion of the world. So if he just defended that triangle.
Esse cara me bateu 5 rounds, me bateu mais do que eu apanhei toda a minha vida inteira. E não me ganhou.
This guy got roughed up and beat up for almost 5 full rounds, but finds a way to win.
Chael helped me to make something better in my training because Chael pushed me hard to doing something better and better.
Chael Sonnen did the impossible. He made Anderson
That
Silva
finish was insane, though, bro. That finish was insane in real time, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I was so happy, I almost cried.
Cara normal, comum, que eu sangro, que eu não sou imbatível, né? Que o Anderson é cara normal, como todos os outros, erra.
Chael Sonnen deserved to be here tonight. He talked a lot of smack and came in and backed it up and proved it. He was less than 2 minutes away from winning the fight.
We scour planet Earth, and we came down to the 2 best guys. If you go look at the rankings tomorrow morning, we're still going to be the 2 best guys.
To be honest with you, I don't really have anything against Chael. This is a sport. I respect Chael. I respect all of my opponents.
At the end of the day, you either get your hand raised or you don't. And I didn't. And that's it. And I'll live with it. But I'm devastated.
It's definitely a rematch I think people are going to want to see. I was looking at Twitter, everybody's saying rematch, rematch. So we'll see what happens.
This fight is iconic because not only did we witness one of the greatest comebacks in UFC history, but we also witnessed the birth of the bad guy. If you're not familiar with Chael's story, I recommend you check out the documentary on my channel.
We're gonna check out Chael.
But that's gonna
check
have
him
to
out
wait because Anderson has a few more iconic moments to deliver.
We're gonna check
Anderson
him out.
was facing Vitor Belfort, an extremely talented MMA legend who only lost to the best.
Vitor.
Once again, Anderson felt disrespected by his fellow countrymen.
The other thing that hasn't really surfaced between these two publicly is their dislike for each other. They used to train together. There's accusations of what used to happen when they trained together.
I'm part of a team, a part of a family, which is Team Nogueira. And we have a code of honor in Team Nogueira that we would never fight each other. And Vitor made that choice, and he took the path that he wanted to take.
And Anderson was not afraid to show his anger.
Aí tirei a máscara e ele... Eu falei, você não tá entendendo o que vai acontecer com você amanhã.
Nobody understood.
What do you think of Vitor's performance?
Well, it didn't last long.
Okay, he's still down.
Front kick to the face.
I've never even seen that
He
before.
front kick him to the face.
Foot coming back.
I'm gonna lie, bro. That front kick to the face. I thought he was a go. I ain't gonna lie. At that point, I probably thought he was a go. I'm keeping it 100. Yeah. Front kick to the face.
And the toes hitting the motherfucker.
Never seen anything like that in my life, especially in a finish. What about you?
Video game. That's the only place I've ever seen something like that.
That's insane.
I don't know. I'm staying here for fight.
He's the greatest fighter in the world. I mean, the guy's so incredibly talented, and when he lets it go, stuff like this happens.
Anderson delivered one of the most iconic knockouts the sport has ever
I swear to
seen.
God.
But before we could even enjoy it, Steven Seagal took credit for it.
Right before he walked out, I said, stay away from him for the first, 2-3 minutes.
Then Steven gonna take credit for the Lord Machida, the Machida front kick, the Vitor Belfort as well. He took credit for that one too.
Just kind of get him frustrated.
I love Steve Seagal.
Fake low and come high and do that kick that I've been teaching you. Everything I'm teaching him is standing and how to not.
I
go
love
on the
Steven
ground.
Look, Anderson and his team clearly have a sense of humor, and Steven Seagal
love Steven
makes
Seagal.
Tito Ortiz look smart.
The future is the future now, and the past is the past.
Chill out,
You live
Steven
and you learn.
Seagal, man.
You live and you learn, and you forget, I hope.
But who cares what Bushido
I
masters
think
have to
Steven Seagal
say?
be trolling,
What
I ain't
do
gonna lie.
real fighters have to say about that performance?
Anderson Silva just knocked out Vitor Belfort to retain his middleweight championship, and the next man in line for that title is this man right here, Yushin
that?
Okami, and we're gonna get his thoughts
Who should
on
know
the win.
who is?
Actually, no.
Stop.
need. Anderson finished Yushin Okami in the second round to not only earn his 9th title defense and 14th straight UFC victory, but he also avenged that DQ loss from Rumble on the Rock.
One of his best performances ever, the way he just almost toyed with Okami in the second round.
This guy is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. There's no debate. You're out of your mind if you don't think that this guy is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. Idiots, do you understand what happened here tonight? This guy is the best fighter in the world and probably one of the best ever. And he makes the 185-pound division look weak.
It's true, Anderson did make the division look weak, but to be fair, there was one man who didn't do too bad. And who knows, maybe he played nicer this time around.
Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck.
I call him out and he covers his mouth like a little fancy boy. I mean, what is that?
Like a little fancy boy.
Chael deserves a rematch, but hey, you know, I'm an employee of the UFC, and if I have to go in there and beat his ass 10 more times...
Nah, Chael deserves a rematch. He'll beat you for 4 rounds. He deserves a rematch.
Beat his ass 10 more times.
Pretending you're the world champion. I can't believe... Guy walks around with a fake belt. That's insane. I would never do that.
That's not your belt.
He said, I would never do that. I love Chael.
Suppose it is. I'm going to wait for him to throw a kick like he always does. I'm going to put my forehead in his chest, run him into that cage, put him on his prissy little ass, and run this into his head for 25 minutes or until he gives up.
Anderson's going to have to do a good job, a better job than the first fight of getting back up once he's grounded. And hopefully Chael just doesn't have a brain fart.
He's a martial artist.
Gotta go DC too, one of the legends. Yeah.
Once he's grounded. And hopefully Chael just doesn't have a brain fart.
He's a martial artist. I'm a cage fighter. And there's a tremendous difference.
I think this is the first time Anderson's ever felt some real pressure. You know, he's got his entire country on his back.
He tested positive for steroids. He offended a nation.
Ooh.
You know, he's been charged with a crime. It's just, I mean, how can you take anything
Chael
that this guy
Sonnen?
says for real?
I will remain undefeated, undisputed, and I will walk out of there with my middleweight championship. He's got a belt that I want, so he can surrender that belt and hand it over, or I'm going to come and take it.
Playtime is over. He can say whatever he wants. Like I said it last week, and I'll say it again. It's over. On Saturday, a lot of things are going to change. It's going to be much different after Saturday.
If on 7-7 I don't win the world championship, my entire journey is a colossal failure.
And any concern that you might come into this fight too emotional and maybe drive away from the fight plan a little bit?
Nope. It's a funeral of a career, man. This is coming to an end. On 7-7 at 7 p.m., 10 in the East, and only on pay-per-view.
The game is over. You guys will see on Saturday night what I'm talking about. I don't have anything else to say other than he's screwed.
He's screwed.
Champion versus icon. Myth versus legend.
Look at Joe.
Silva versus Chael Sonnen, the fake guy versus the bad guy, and only on pay-per-view.
This was one of the few times in Anderson's career where there was serious doubt if he could actually beat Chael Sonnen in the rematch.
Na segunda luta não vai ter nem como ele chegar perto de mim.
My big problem going to the second fight is I lost respect for him in the first fight.
I feel like a doofus because I fell down.
Chael Sonnen threw a spinning back fist even Ben Askren would be jealous of, and he found himself against the cage.
I remember seeing him, and I remember his eyes. They were surprised I was down, and he gave me a moment to get up, and I elected to stay there. That was my choice.
That's a knee. Looking to finish the fight.
That's a knee.
I love my working. I love my job. I'm very, very happy. I'm happy. I'm finished my working. I'm back to my family.
Right there at that moment, he was the GOAT to me, bro. He was the GOAT, bro. Who was better than him at that? Who had a better UFC career than Anderson Silva at that point, bro? George St. Pierre? Who are we talking? I don't think John. John was coming into his own, but he wasn't, like.
That's it. Finish.
Here's the thing about this sport. This is a young man's game. One day you just show up and you're old.
That's why he should have retired.
Things don't move the way they used to. You're not as fast as you used to be. You see the things coming, but you can't get out of the way. You see none of that with Anderson Silva. I think one of the most overlooked things about Anderson Silva is how old this guy is.
Yeah, he like 36,
I enjoy it.
bro.
I love what I do. And
That's
for
insane.
as long as I can physically and mentally perform at the level that I perform, I plan on keep fighting.
The beautiful and unfortunate thing is that he really means that.
Ring phone rings and wow, it's Ariel Helwani. Heard you're fighting Anderson Silva. Wow, how the hell did you find out about that? I didn't even hear about it yet.
Have you seen where I fought him?
Have you seen what I
Do
fought?
not do that. Do the opposite of what I did.
He did exactly what he did.
No matter how much heart you have, you get a jump knee from Anderson Silva in the solar plexus, and you're going fetal.
Anderson Silva destroyed Stephan Bonner at light heavyweight, and we all couldn't be more sure of Anderson's greatness.
Nobody can do what this guy can do. He's the greatest of all time. I think he's the greatest in any combat sport.
Ooh, Tokyo told And just because you lose fights at the end of your career don't change that. That's all I'm saying, bro. People can come ahead and do better, but it don't change where you at in a position, bro. You can't go down.
The guy's broke every record in UFC history. He's going to lay down a foundation that nobody will ever be able to break. That's what everybody has to put into context, too. The guy's 37 years old, going on 38.
Anderson was an inspiration on the road to mythical status, and it finally felt like we were really on the cusp.
Without a loss. Went from 31 to 38 without a loss.
After this fight, is the GSP fight the one that you want?
Yeah, this is my focus.
GSP.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we didn't realize this was the turning point in Anderson's story, leading him down a path more depressing than those
40,
in the Arms of
mate.
an Angel commercials. Oh, hi there. I'm Paulo Costa from Wish, aka Paulo Costa from Bellator.
I disapprove 100%.
And the Lionel Rivera YouTube channel needs your support.
I've watched some clips.
For just one touch of the subscribe, wanna go
Bro, I was like, bro, what the fuck is that? Shout out to Leonardo Rivera, man.
Where you're losing motivation, or you thought for a second maybe I don't want to do this anymore?
Yes, one time.
I think I am a nightmare matchup for him. If he had his way, he wouldn't be fighting me.
Lowest odds ever on Anderson Silva here in Las Vegas.
If he can just maintain that distance and not get caught up in Anderson's kind of fancy stand-up, I think he can beat him.
A lot of fighters believe that Chris Weidman is the guy who can win this fight.
Começou a dar defeito na minha primeira luta com Weidman.
He's either getting punched in the face or I'm taking him down. He's going to have to figure that out.
Weidman's not a bad striker himself.
I'm in there, but the war mentally is not there.
Chris Weidman is not only going to beat Anderson Silva, he's going to finish Anderson Silva.
Does this fight go the distance? I see myself finishing, to be honest, but I'm preparing myself for a 5-round war.
I'm scared. I'm very scared.
I'm going to say there's going to be an upset. You know, Weidman is a guy that has a really, really strong wrestling background, just like Chael.
Anderson Silva and his whole
People
camp,
just going to say upset because they want Anderson to lose. That's all that is.
You don't deserve a shot.
Anderson's got the more experience, but I think Weidman's going to pose a threat that none of the other guys he's really fought has posed that threat.
This is a dream fight for me. I'm fighting the greatest of all time.
Yeah, you is fighting to go.
Myself.
He's got great round, he's got great wrestling, his stand-up is good.
Você tá ali, você é um número, né? E aí, por mais que você leve com amor, com carinho, e você tenha outros valores ali, o que vai importar mesmo é o resultado da luta e quanto você vendeu. Começou a perder o sentido pra mim.
I think with full camp, I'll finish him.
Weidman, thank you for the chance for fight you, man. God bless you. Good luck for Saturday.
The thing that you have to ask yourself, is Anderson Silva going to show up and look 38 years old someday? Is that going to happen? And if it does, is it going to happen Saturday night?
Leading up to this fight, Anderson was counted out, suffocated by expectations, falling out of love with the game, and trying to outpace Father Time.
He took him down. Chris Weidman hit him with big shots from the top. He had him in a couple of different submissions. Anderson got out, popped back up to his feet.
I always say that I do my best, and tonight I feel that I did my best. I tried to induce Chris into playing my game, and that didn't work.
He wasn't scared of him, man. He really wasn't. And that was the difference on Saturday night.
When I do that, I make a mistake, and I take knockout with Chris Weidman.
Gotta respect the game, man. None of us are invincible.
Shut up, John Jones. Don't make me start hating on you because I love John Jones, but don't do Anderson Silva, bro. I can't even be excited for Chris Weidman, man. Man. I don't care that he was 38, bro. He shouldn't have been playing. He could have won that fight. He know he could have won that fight. He sat here and want to play with the dude. Get him out of there.
And what Anderson did, and the idea that essentially Anderson beat himself in spite of how good you looked early on.
Yeah.
You dreamed about this moment. You trained for this moment. Does this even feel real?
Anderson Silva doesn't know what it feels like to lose. It's been a very long time since he's lost.
No one's invincible. And,
Go.
Hey, I just got to say all respect to Anderson Silva. I would love to do a rematch if that's what he would want to do. He was an idol of mine.
I guarantee you there's nothing he wants more than that rematch with Chris Weidman.
Anderson, you were playing, you were dropping your hands and taunting him, and you got caught. Tell us how you feel about that now.
Chris Weidman tonight is the best. He's the new champion. Chris have my respect because Chris is the best now. Chris is the best. I working hard, but Chris win. E dali, da primeira luta com o Weidman pras minhas últimas lutas no UFC, as coisas desandaram, assim. I go for the
tired.
I go for happy. I go for inside for the octagon. I go happy. And my last fight, I não happy. Porque eu já não tava mais afim de estar ali. Eu já não tava mais feliz de estar. I talk to my coach, I don't see the danger, how much danger is the punch the guy.
Can't be happy losing. That shit ain't it.
I don't see nothing. Now, I see.
This moment was truly shocking. Nobody could have predicted that outcome, and many felt that it was a fluke, that Anderson showboated too much and got knocked out. So naturally,
he was 39.
Saturday night is UFC 168.
I go back to fight Weidman and Anderson Silva.
I knew if I was to beat him, we were going to have a rematch, and here it is. So my dream's not complete. I got to beat him on Saturday.
I back. Trust me, I back.
My goal is just, to be the best me out there, go out there, get a finish, and do it in an impressive fashion. I just want to shine out there and show that this is my belt, and that I'm going to be here for a long time. Yeah, I still have 8 fights left in my contract, and as long as I'm still enjoying and I still want to have that desire to go out there and fight, I'm going to keep on fighting.
We know, Anderson. We know.
When I kick Weidman and I feel something, I
this is when
my
he
body in the ground because I feel I broke it.
Oh, nice. He checked it. He hurt himself. He hurt his leg. He broke his leg.
I swear I'm the same way. I can't watch no shit like that. I can't watch no broken bones. I can't do it.
You didn't even believe it. It didn't make sense to see a leg move like that. You're like, I don't get it.
I didn't know your leg broke as soon as it happened. I thought you were just in pain.
It looked like somebody filled up a sock with pebbles and just like hit it against something.
Bruh, shut up!
It didn't make sense.
And I remember hearing this screaming, like someone was being murdered. And then I came over, and then I seen you holding your leg.
Anderson was on the receiving end of one of the most gruesome injuries the sport has ever
That check was
seen.
nasty.
Anderson's fracture occurred roughly at about
I don't want to see
level.
It's just one of those crazy things. In a million years, you don't ever expect to see that. And, this would be a tough thing to overcome and to come back from at his age.
Both bones were displaced or moved out from the normal alignment.
No, that shit hurt.
Com dor. Com dor. Ano direto, assim.
Damn.
Com dor.
To break someone's leg, I've never done that before, and like I said, I don't want to see Anderson Silva get hurt like that.
He's an incredible human being. He's done amazing things here at the UFC. Maybe he'll want to make a comeback. Who knows? It's very possible that could be his last fight ever. And it's possible that he's such a talented, guy that he could come back from it.
Most
He's
men
40,
would call
mate.
that a career. But Anderson Silva...
Maybe he was 29.
It's
and
funny
then,
because my son, Khalil, is a baby. And look at me and say, Dad, we need you back to fight. We need
what?
to prove
But your son is
for
insane.
yourself how much you're my superhero. And I say, yes, I go back.
He said that?
Get him back in the ring now.
I've been out there like this, boy.
Because I love fight, I say,
Cause his son said he's a superhero. I'd have been, hey, trust me, Anderson, you ain't the only one. I'd have been out there like, I've been trying to get back. You said superhero? Say less.
I need you back because
The son of how you trying to do whatever.
It's part of my life. Fight is part of my life. It's very interesting when people ask me, why you continue to do this? It's one thing. When you love something, do your best. I'm training hard for my fight.
Over team to do it every day.
I'm very excited for back. I changed everything in my team, and
stop.
My legs good, and I'm very excited for fight. I'm very excited for back for fight because this is my power. This is my energy.
Leading up to his bout against Nick Diaz, Anderson Silva had to continuously justify why he was even there. And during the fight, Nick Diaz showed very little respect for the Spider.
Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love it.
Aside from Nick's antics, it was a pretty normal kickboxing match where Anderson Silva clearly won, but it wasn't vintage Anderson Silva.
You were incredibly emotional, Anderson. How important was this victory to you?
Thank you, God. Thank you for giving me one more chance for staying here. Thank you, my family, my kids. My son, Khalil, say, Dad, congratulations, but done. Back to home, please. no more fight.
With that, Anderson satisfied his son's wish to get back in the cage and get one more win. But actually, he didn't win.
So Anderson Silva had a pre-fight test, an out-of-competition test.
What do you have to say to your fans about the failed drug test?
I mean, Bisping was giving him a ton of shit, saying you've been on steroids your whole career.
Fair assumption.
We don't know if that's true.
Fair assumption. Who is that hating that nigga in the back, man? What's some fair assumption? Who is you, goof? Bro, don't get me, bro.
Fuck no. And I'ma stand on that. Okay. And they can get in my DM. You can get in my DM all you want every day.
I swear to God, and I'ma stand on that. I swear to God. And also,
Fuck them kids. True or not true, we just know the one time he was tested, he got caught.
I need check for all the supplement I use because I never fought for the commission. Foi mandado manipular o suplemento pra mim tomar, o suplemento tava contaminado. E aí como é que eu ia provar aquilo? Até provar já tinham feito estrago na minha vida.
Like Anderson Silva just tested positive again. Do you think that takes him out of the consideration for the greatest of all time?
man, get the fuck, man. Yeah,
Fuck no.
Yeah,
And I'ma stand on that.
Yeah,
And they can get in my DM. You can get in my DM all you want every day.
I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna riot, nigga. I'm riding, nigga. Told some dude that take him out of consideration for the go. I can ask that question for you, Joe.
Fuck no.
I can ask that question for you, Joe.
Fuck no. And I'm
My mind, 100%.
Do you feel like,
Cause you were hating that nigga. What?
you know, innocent or not, that something has changed?
Yo,
in the way people view you after the past year?
Anderson's victory over Nick Diaz was overturned to a no contest because Anderson Silva tested positive for banned substances. Silva blamed it on some bedroom enhancement
He was
drugs
40,
took,
mate!
and fans tried to justify it, saying that Silva took steroids to heal from his leg break. But no matter how you split it, and
I don't care if he did it or not. He was 40, mate. He was already the GOAT before any of that happened.
Anderson's legacy was tainted forever, and his next opponent did not hold back.
Hey, it's not tainted to me.
Who do we know that failed the drugs test? Oh, Anderson Silva. This man is a cheat. This man is a fraud, and I will make you pay for your mistakes tomorrow night, my friend.
Hey, I'm old. You're old. You know what? I'm old, but I'm more smart. I'm champion for a long time, remember?
Yes.
You remember Champ long time. You remember. I love Anderson, man.
I'm champion for a long time, remember?
Yes, on steroids. All the needles in your
On
arm,
steroids.
all the steroids.
Yo, stop. Yo, niggas failed one drug test at 40 years of age, mate. And now they talking about he got steroids his whole career, bro. Are you?
Stupid.
Come on, man. What we doing, bro? Let's stop, bro.
Fuck no.
Like, let's
We'll not help you.
stop, bro.
Harsh words for Michael Bisping, but
stop.
Silva almost got his revenge 3 rounds deep.
So my mouthpiece gets knocked out. So I stop and I turn and I go, ref, my mouthpiece. As I look back, I'm like, oh,
Knee to the face.
Ugh. But it was the end of the round. Anderson runs off. He jumps on top of the cage. He's celebrating all the rest of it. I'm led on the floor in a crumpled mess. I look up at Herb D and I'm like, I'm not out, Herb.
Anderson thought he won the fight by knockout, but to his surprise, they returned to their corners and Michael Bisping rallied back.
That dude has one eyeball, okay?
Straight
He
up
got
one eye.
knocked out dead at the end of the 3rd round, came back and won the 4th.
Michael!
Oh, that shit. I know Anderson, bro.
This fight was
Whole ass
controversial
shit.
on many levels, and
Shit
many
was
fans thought it was a
crazy.
robbery.
There was
It
things that
was.
said, but I have the utmost respect for Anderson Silva. This is the greatest
You
fighter
were
of all
hating
time.
that.
But at this point, we're all thinking,
So he the GOAT now, but when he was going against him, he was just saying, man, I hate you.
look, Anderson, you already proved that you can still hang in there, and you already made your point to your son. What else is there to prove?
I just stay in home. I just relax. I take the news. Oh, John Jones out the fight. And wow. See, I don't believe it.
John Jones was pulled from his UFC 200 matchup against Daniel Cormier due to an USADA violation. But DC still needed a dance partner.
Aí eu peguei o telefone, pô, acho que eu luto com esse gordinho aí. I'd say, you crazy? You have an injury. months ago. What are you talking about?
You know, I've gone through a lot of phases in my UFC career, and no one's been able to beat everything that I've done. And so, you know, I really feel like I'm a blessed guy. Thanks, Dana, for making this happen.
How far out was the fight at that point?
I think 4 days.
Now we have Daniel Cormier versus Anderson Silva. It will not be for the title. It'll be 3 rounds.
Anderson Silva to fight Daniel Cormier at UFC 200.
An honor and a privilege to fight Anderson Silva. Great job by the UFC. Getting an opponent like this on such short notice.
Are you in shape at this point, or?
No. But my mind ready.
Yeah.
You know, and I go do this just for feel something inside my heart. You know.
I want to ask you, the UFC doesn't show any appreciation that you're pretty much saving the fight.
You love. You don't love, don't do it, because you're waiting for people. Oh, you're good. Amazing.
Yeah, you gonna fucking
Anderson Silva.
And I'm saying you don't supposed to be doing something just so you get something in return. No, do it because you want to do it, nigga. Do it because you love doing it. If you don't love doing it, why you doing it? Man.
Bout against one of the greatest light heavyweight and heavyweight competitors in UFC history, just to feel something. And as expected, DC was much bigger than Anderson and dominated him on the ground to a decision victory.
Daniel DC
I was a little nervous. He's so good. And I mean, I did what I had to do.
For me to go out there and get a victory over someone like Anderson Silva, that's enough for me.
To be fair to Anderson, in his next fight in 2017, he scored a decision victory over Derek Brunson.
I'm here with the winner, Anderson Silva. Anderson, you seem overcome with emotion. Please tell us how you feel right now.
I know I'm too old for a fight. I know. The guys in here is too fast for me. Strong, but I put in my heart because fight is my life. Fight is my.
I feel that, brother.
This is me.
Can't do nothing but congratulate a dude like that, man.
Most media consider the decision a robbery, and no matter what way you look at it, prime Anderson Silva would have walked through Derek Brunson. But even this small victory wasn't enough for Anderson.
It started to almost seem like you were going in the direction of possibly walking away, but that's not what you're saying. You're saying you want to continue to compete here in the UFC.
He should have retired, man.
Of course, I have maybe a couple 4, 5 fights.
Look, Anderson deserves
to
be
be retired, bro,
for his contributions to the sport, not for the shell of a fighter he was when he lost via leg kick to Jared Cannonier in May 2019, or when he lost via TKO to Uriah Hall in his final UFC fight.
Sometimes it's very difficult for us to stop, you know, and but today is the final day, and I'm so happy to be here. The people, I think, interviewed Dana, and Dana say, oh, I'm completely sad because I put Anderson in that situation. Listen, fight is fight. Yeah. Sometimes you can win, sometimes you lose. I have the best moments in my life with every single opponent I fight here in UFC.
That was his official retirement, but if you're anything like me, you'd prefer to remember Anderson for his more ceremonial or symbolic retirement.
The Schmo knows you're a big fan of Anderson Silva. What was it like watching him bow down inside the octagon for the final time?
For him to say goodbye to his art form, it was heavy. Like I said, I'm a fan of Anderson Silva, but doesn't mean when there was a contract in front of me, I signed to fight him.
I don't give a f. Look, I'm a fan of this man, but just because I'm a fan doesn't mean you can't catch these hands and elbow and feet and knee.
When I talk to my kids and my wife and all my family, it's all the same. Why? Don't do that. And I say, okay, it's a passion. You know, it's a passion. You love your job. You keep doing.
Tomorrow we're gonna throw everything in the cage. We're gonna have fun, all right? I'll send him off in a nice way.
A lot of you new fans weren't around during his reign. What it felt like. You might have come around the Rousey era or the McGregor era, but you don't realize who this guy is.
When I talking about fight, people talking about you the best or something the best, it's not about the best. It's about how much you're doing something special for this sport.
He brought me into this game, you know? This guy inspired me to be able to believe like a skinny black guy can just come in here and fuck everyone up.
You know what? Let me tell you something. This sport is very interesting because one day you stay here, you win a lot, and a lot of people talk, you the best, and change fast.
This is, you know, the guy that I came up watching, so when I beat this guy, this is better than the belt to me. I could retire happy.
It's a 2 generation inside the cage, and great show for everyone, you know. I'm so happy.
Anderson Silva faced Israel Adesanya in 2019, and it felt like Silva was ready for a changing of the guard.
When I hit him, I didn't hit him clean. I'm not trying to hit him where he is. I'm trying to hit him where he's gonna be. But then he knows that as well. He'd anticipate that and then pause. The distance is just right, so it just nicks him.
I mean, the first round was ridiculous. I mean, we were all texting back and forth, and Joe Silva said this round looks like a kung fu movie.
I've fanboyed over the guy his whole career, and I've studied him. I knew what he was gonna do before he do it. I tripped, and as I was getting back up, I was like, all right, here comes the flying knee. I've seen this many times. And I just slid to the left. People were like, oh, did you hold back on Anderson? I'm like, fuck no. I rocked him in the first round. And if I had deadened him, I was trying to win. Hands down, getting punched in the face with some measly strikes and expecting me to throw
Bro,
a
they
big
think
one.
niggas in the cage really out here trying to throw fights and let people hit. Bro, like, y'all, is y'all crazy at your man? Is y'all out here crazy? Y'all gotta stop it, bro. Okay.
I'm like, fuck no. I rocked him in the first round. And if I had deadened him, I was trying to win. Hands down, getting punched in the face with some measly strikes and expecting me to throw a big one. Like, even put us back against the fence. That's how Bisping got caught with an up kick. I'm not stupid.
Anderson said he always wants to fight the mirror image of himself. Well, he got it tonight.
There's a split second in there that I was just like, holy shit. I'm fighting Anderson Silva. He's just a legend in this game, a living legend. You can't take anything away from that.
If you watch the fight, it felt like Israel Adesanya was trying to pay Anderson the respect of showing him that Izzy was the new generation of fighter that was built on the shoulders of Anderson Silva.
Thank you. Obrigado, my friend. You've been doing this for a long time, and I appreciate
Respect.
you.
Very happy, guys. First of all, I need to say thank you, God. Thank you for giving one more chance for coming here and do my best. This is my heart. This is my
Damn,
life.
well, that shit crazy.
Because this is my heart.
Anderson Silva syndrome is very, very real.
Anderson Silva is a legend. He had a legendary career. He is in discussion for the greatest of all time.
Even now, nobody has 16 win streak like him. This guy don't.
Nobody, and nobody ever will ever touch that 16 win streak, man. Nobody could touch Anderson. He the GOAT. I'm telling you, he the GOAT. Bro, he the him or John Jones, bro. To me. I'm keeping it 100. Let me know in the comment what y'all think.
It was a long time.
Anderson Silva syndrome is the incorruptible love of fighting.
You're saying you want to continue to compete here in the UFC?
This is my power. This is my energy.
Thank you for giving me one more chance for staying here.
I just try to enjoy every single moment I come inside the cage.
It is the unsustainable over-reliance of fighting to find happiness.
Everything I do because I love, because I believe in this is my air. This is something inside my heart, you know? Eu acho que quando você faz uma coisa que você é feliz, que te traz alegria, que te traz prazer, essa é uma das grandes motivações, né?
This syndrome makes it possible for you to achieve greatness.
When you're doing something with your heart, you love, you have a passion, you make successful. That's, I think, I make successful in my entire life because I working hard, fast for the different experience in my life, bad and good. And today I feel so happy.
It's the reason, Anderson, you have the longest UFC title reign, the most championship knockdowns, knockouts, and finishes in UFC history. And more importantly, it's the reason we love you, Anderson.
He made the top guys in the world look easy.
People love finishes.
Easy
and
work.
Anderson could always provide a finish at any moment.
For a handful of years, no one can come close to him.
But it's also the reason there will always be one more fight. And as much as we want to ask you to stop, we understand that you do it for us.
Having another nigga run your back is crazy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You know, I worked my entire life for this sport, and I try to do my best. And I need to say thank you, God, for giving one more time.
Shout out, man. Shout out to the GOAT, man. Shout out to the GOAT. Y'all already know how I feel about Anderson Silva. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though, man. Let me know how y'all feel. I know what y'all gonna say. But let me know. But like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know who y'all want me to react to next. And I'm saying this, man. No cap.